he would stop us, say it again, say it correctly. And it was frustrating then, but now, but now I realize it was all those little seeds that he was sowing into us, and that made a difference. And then I can see that in like my grandson and in my son, well spoken, very well spoken, but that was because I came up in a home that's what it was. And I feel bad for the kids nowadays that my grandson called me and he said, Nana, because I was raising him up until this point. I tried to give him back to his dad a couple months ago, but like I have his cell phone where I control it. He was like, Nana, can you just unlock my phone? No, I cannot. You get this many hours a day. And once you hit that limit, you go get a book, go outside, go do something. And it frustrates him. But I see the kids nowadays who wouldn't know what an encyclopedia is, who can't open up a dictionary and find a word for you if they had to. I remember getting my grandson his first watch. And he said, well, what does it do then? I said, it tells time, baby. He said, okay, watch, what time is it? And I was like, oh my God, it's not Siri or Google, baby, or Alexa. Like, but he thought it was just going to tell him the time instead of him having to learn. And so my parents kept challenging us. My mom always came up with creative learning games. My dad was making us do reports. Like they kept instilling that in us.
So education was a priority, and it wasn't. This did not come from the school system. This came from your family demanding something from you and the education that really challenged you to go to a higher level. And I want everybody to pay attention to that. Everybody type the word excellence in the chat. Put the word excellence. Let's be intentional. Excellence. Excellence is a choice.
It is.
Excellence it's a subscription you renew every day of your life. Excellence it ain't got nothing to do with, what white folks let you do,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's about what you decide you're going to do. And I think that that's important to understand, because a lot of times when we see what's happening in some of our schools, where you got schools in Chicago where they got thousands of kids. I think they have 30 or 40 schools in Chicago where there's not one child that could pass the state math or reading test, right? That doesn't read or do math at grade level.
Let me say this, boys. I started to say it a second ago, but we have to not just make sure that we're doing it for our kids. We have to hold the school accountable.
Mm.
I was always in my son's classes with my grandson. They know, here comes Nana. Like, here I am. Everybody's going to know me. I remember when my son was in fifth grade, they were trying to say he had ADHD. They wanted to put him on medication, all of that. We got past that point, got him back into a regular class. He was making like honor roll every single time. And the day that he graduated from fifth grade to go to middle school, they had a teacher who had gotten sick, and another teacher who was a doctor came to fill in. When we got his report card at graduation, he had a C minus. And I went to the teacher. I said, I'm here every day. I check his work all the time. When did this happen that this grade went from an A to a C? It was an older Black woman, and she said a C is good enough. I lost it. I remember my ex-husband Dwayne, he's kind of taking my son. He's like, oh, let's go back away. It's about to go down. I looked at her. I said, how dare you? Of all the people, you have a doctorate degree and you're an educator. If anybody should be encouraging this little Black boy to do his best, if you've seen that all year he had straight A's and are A's and B's, that means he's got the capability to make A's or B's. How dare you tell him that a C or a C minus is good enough? I was livid. I relived it again here recently.